Namaskar. Welcome to day 27 of 100 Satvik Yogi Path. Today is April 9th, 2026. Every year from March 14, I begin a journey towards the celebration. It's a 100 days journey towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga on June 21st. This year, I chose to revisit Maharshi Patanjali's Yoga Sutra and share my daily practices inspired by it. Welcome to day 27, again to the Satvik Yogi Path. On day 24, we explored the inner quiet corner. On day 25, we discovered the seed of clarity within it. And yesterday, on day 26, we understood that the seed of clarity is of timeless nature. Today, Maharshi Patanjali tells us how this clarity, seed of clarity, expresses itself. Yoga Sutra 1.27 Tasya vachaka pranava. Tasya vachaka pranava. Its expression is the sound pranav. The clarity, the seed of clarity's expression is the sound pranav. Maharishi Patanjali says that the timeless inner clarity, the untouched state of awareness, has a sound, not a religious sound, not a cultural sound, a universal vibration. And he calls it pranav, the sound that represents pure awareness. If I have to give an analogy of the tuning fork, as soon as I said tuning fork, I actually got transported to my school days in the lab, physics lab. So think of a tuning fork. If you have used it, if you have seen it, the closest I can give something from my kitchen, and it is shaped like a tuning fork, but I use it to hold chapati or yeah, it's a tong. It's like a tong. But the tuning fork, when you strike it, it produces a pure, steady vibration. If you bring another tuning fork close to it, the second one begins to vibrate too. Not because you struck it, you did not, right? You struck the first tuning fork and you brought the second one closer to it. But it starts to vibrate without even being touched. It is because it resonates with the first. Maharishi Patanjali says, Pranav works the same way. Before we continue, I want to show you something simple and also my favorite. This is my singing bowl, and I use it during sound meditation. So I brought this to explain the sound, the expression of the seed of clarity. So it this produces pure steady vibrations. So let's do it. Let me strike it once. So first I'll strike it. Okay. Now again I'm going to strike it. You notice how the sound begins softly and then settles into one steady tone. The bowl doesn't try to make the sound, it simply vibrates in its natural frequency. And now you watch this. You can actually feel the vibration in the air. You can feel it. The sound is not just heard, it is experienced. Maharshi Patanjali says, so I'll just put this down now, that pranav works the same way. When we produce a steady sound, the mind begins to resonate with that steadiness, just like this bowl. Our inner state becomes calm, aligned, and clear. Pranav is not here, not about belief, it is about vibration. A simple sound that helps the mind return to its natural clarity. And why this matters for your practice or our practice? This sutra tells us that sound can steady the mind, vibration can bring clarity. A simple tone can shift your inner state. You can use breath and sound to return to your quiet inner corner. So, what are we going to practice today? Before we get into that, let me give shout out to all of you. Okay, I have only, so first let me read science hyphen A to Z. Excellent. I already love your username. It's science A to Z. I've only done class 10 and failed in class 12, but don't want to study more. What should I do? What do you want to do? Just ask yourself, what do you want to do? You'll find the answer. I'm telling you, trust me. I did that too. I do that too as well. So just look into the mirror. Don't just look into the mirror, look through the mirror and ask yourself, what do you want to do? Get the answer. Next, we have science A to Z. I said I already loved your username. I am depressed. I am so thankful that you're here watching. Trusted hyphen I7H. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. And let me Let us move on together. So, what do we practice today? We practice breathing into sound, feeling vibration in the body, using tone to steady the mind, allowing resonance to bring clarity, returning to the inner quiet corner. So let us begin our gentle classical movement with Griva Sanchalanam. Griva is the Sanskrit for the English neck, neck in English. So you would sit comfortably, but by now, by 27th day, you know, when I say sitting comfortably, meaning being aware of your posture. So back and spine straight, with chin slightly tucked in. Roll your shoulder if you have to, and just release the outer tension. Just release. And slowly, neck movement. And on the opposite side, very well done. Now we move on to Skand Sanchalan. Skand is the Sanskrit word for shoulder in English. Yes, it is getting a little bit chillier here. So I've got this shawl. So Skanda Sanchalan is the movement of your shoulder. Again, back and spine straight with a smile on your face. Roll it 4 times and in the opposite direction. And relax. Marjari Bitilasan or the Bidalasan or the famously the cat and cow in the Western world. I never miss to mention this in the Western world. So there is nothing called cat and cow, but if that makes you understand, easy to grasp, then it's fine. As long as we practice Marjari Bitilasan or Bidal Lasan. Bidal is the Sanskrit for Sanskrit is an ancient language from India, and it is the Sanskrit word for cat. So let's do Marjari Bitilasan and we move into rhythm. So to do this, I'm seated on a chair and grab all the oxygen. This asan, basically, you would have your spine, the back, curving in and curving out. So I'm just showing using my hand as a reference. So curving in, curving out. So that's the movement of the our spine or the and the back. So let's do it, bringing it all together from your surrounding, the oxygen filling in and release. We do this one more time. Everything together and release. Ideally, I feel it's towards the end of the day. It's like wrapping up my day. And these stretching and these postures, it just feels that, oh, a huge load I've been able to offload. So that is how I feel. I would definitely like to know in your comment box, you can write, how do you feel um, practicing with me? So let's move on to Vakra Sanchalan. Vakra Sanchalan, we twist with awareness. So let's do it. I'm seated on a chair, and you can be just seated on your mat, on the floor, or wherever you are. Just spinal twist, but twist with awareness and staying within your sweet pain zone. And what is sweet pain zone? As long as you are aware of yourself and you're listening to your body, you're listening to the signs and the signals your body is telling you, hey, stop, you're doing too much. So listen and respond accordingly. You would stay within your sweet pain zone, not pushing too hard, not forcing yourself. You are just being kind to yourself with a smile on your face, remember? So let's twist with awareness on the opposite. And one more time. And on the opposite side. And come back to your natural rhythm. Let's move on to our stillness practice, starting with Sthir Sukham Dhyanam. We sit comfortably and we feel the breath. In Sthir Sukham Dhyanam, we sit comfortably. And again, when I say comfortably, meaning making sure your back and spine is straight, your chin slightly tucked in, and you sit comfortably, but you're feeling your breath. Feeling your breath. So in Sthir Sukham Dhyanam, you are not only observing your breath, but today you're feeling your breath. Is it warm? Is it cold? So you are feeling your breath. And that's the practice today. Now we practice, now we come to pranav, the Om. I just want to tell you that I'd been very excited since this morning because it is 1.27, the 27th Yog Sutra from the first chapter, Samadhi Pad. And this is where, in this sutra, Maharshi Patanjali talks about the universal sound, Om. And I also want to share that my practices, this is how I have learned from my yoga teacher, the teacher who was taking our Yoga Sutra class and the philosophy class. And she made it very welcome, inclusive, for we had students from all different corners of the world. And so she made it as non religious as possible, because yoga is not about religion or faith or some kind of um, belief that we would go into. And also, hence, I follow that practice. I try to keep it as universal, inclusive as possible. And that's exactly what yoga is. So, pranav is the sound of the seed of clarity. Om. Now, Om is basically a, O, and the vibration. So, let the sound rise from the belly. Remember, we did belly, our belly area, we do nabhi dharana, we do antarmon. So today we are learning to how to practice pranav, or how to practice om. So let the sound rise from your belly. That is then let it move through the chest. Oh. And soften at the lips. Mm. A, O, mm. Are you ready to practice with me? Pranav, Pranav, Om. Let's do it together. Let the sound rise from the belly. Let it move through the chest. Oh. And let it soften at the lips. Mm. Now, if we have to do it together, we'll do it like this. It rises from the belly, moves through the chest, and softens at the lips. That was our practice of pranav, om. And going forward, we would be practicing more of om in our daily Yoga Sutra practices. And now, the stillness practice that we do, and it is not the last one. Yes, it is. It's Nabhi Dharana. So, Nabhi Dharana is we stay with the navel. That's our anchor. And today, we stay with the navel, and that's the center of the vibration. That's the center of your body. That's the anchor of all movements. So let's stay with the navel, the center of vibration. Just stay with your navel. And we take 3 breaths, and we equalize our breath by counting the number of inhalation and the number of exhalation, let's equalize it. I'll count to 3 for each inhalation and exhalation, and also 3 breath cycles. Let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3. And just stay with your navel. Just stay like that. And open your eyes. So, day 27 reminds us that clarity has a sound, a vibration that aligns the mind with steadiness. But we have a day 27 challenge, which we always have. So, what's the day 27 challenge? Today, notice one moment where sound brings you back to yourself. It could be a hum, or you could just hum a song, a breath, or a tone, or just a vibration that steadies your mind. As simple as or just pranav. So you would notice one moment where sound brings you back to that inner quiet corner. Thank you for practicing with me today on day 27. We meet again tomorrow, Yoga Sutra 1.28. Until then, stay open, stay warm, and stay honest to your own story. Thank you. I am very thankful to everyone joining. Thank you so much. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Indranil has also joined. Thank you, everyone, for joining.